guys, welcome to Most Craved. I'm Jenna Bush with Legion of Leia.
I'm Silas Lesnick with ComingSoon.net.
And I'm William Bibiani with Craved Online. Hey!
Oh my. So we are talking about our most anticipated films of 2016.
Oh, we're here already, aren't we?
Do you want to guess what my first one is?
Oh, is it that new Jodie Foster movie?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Rogue One.
What do you
Star
have
Wars
against Jodie
Rogue
Foster?
One. I like Jodie Foster very much.
But you like Star Wars better?
Well, it'd be great if she's in Rogue One. She's not.
That we know.
That we know.
Jodie Foster, come on.
That's the spoiler.
Most Jodie Foster-centric episode we've ever had of the show.
That is true. No, I'm very excited for Rogue One because I think, you know, we talked about last week in our episode about Star Wars that they definitely hit some of the things that we're used to seeing, and I think this is going to be something that's very different. It's a very different feel. I don't know, but I think.
It is, and yet I'm also like, as excited as I was for Rogue One, and I still am, there is a level of like, wait, they're stealing the Death Star plans? Like,
well, there is that.
Can we stop having Death Stars?
Yeah, we need more Death Star in every single one.
True. No, yeah. I do agree with that.
I want, when they finally do the Han Solo movie, for it to be entirely about the Kessel Run, and it's like Race for Your Life Charlie Brown. It's like him as a teenager, and he just won this junky spaceship off of teenage Lando Calrissian. I digress.
I still don't know how they're going to cast that, but whatever.
Miles Teller, done. He'll be great. He'll be great. Who else is there?
No, but not him.
Miles Teller is already the Han Solo of the Divergent series.
Oh dear.
So he wins. He is.
Oh, good.
He's great. Okay, I'll talk about one. And here's here's one other one, also from an existing franchise, but this franchise has kind of devolved into sequel after sequel after sequel, and I'm curious to see what's new. And I want to see Doctor Strange so bad because it's been the last several Marvel movies, even Ant-Man, have felt very samey. You know, and they're good, and I like them, and that's fine, but there's been a lot of consistency, and it feels like they're kind of playing with all the same toys. Doctor Strange isn't just a new character, he's also a new facet of the universe. We've got magic, we can really expand it. I think Scott Derrickson is a very interesting director. Benedict Cumberbatch is slightly on the nose as for actor, but whatever.
That's okay.
I don't know, I feel like it's going to be cool whenever we eventually see him and Robert Downey Jr. together.
Yeah.
Because just their Sherlock performances, he will have that Doctor Strange level of like, you know, I'm the better Sherlock. Like, I even like Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock films, but Benedict Cumberbatch is better.
He's
much
great.
better.
He's incredible. So I'm really looking forward to that. Silas, what do you got?
You know, as far as big franchise things, I'm really excited for Star Trek.
Still after that trailer?
Yes.
You know, I don't like that trailer.
That trailer's terrible.
I think everything Justin Lin had to say about the movie after that trailer was great and exactly what I want from Star Trek. Trailer's garbage. And my favorite teaser trailer of all time is the Star Trek 6. And I think it was the 25th anniversary around then, and it's this nice montage of just like footage from the original series, and this really like emotional voice talking about all these journeys we've been on with this crew, and that's the type of class I would like Star Trek to be given.
Yeah.
And
what I think happened with the trailer is
the
the movie's not done. They needed to finish a couple scenes to do effects for. They chose this scene and they cut it together into a trailer. I think I don't even mind Beastie Boys. I think Sabotage is kind of on the nose.
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I like that Kirk is so into classical music. It's very refined, actually. I think it's interesting that in hundreds of years they'll be like, oh, people still listen to the Beastie Boys.
Well, won't they though?
I do think the bike thing reminded me of the Argo in Star Trek Nemesis,
which is exactly what we want.
Yes. Oh my God. All right, so I of course am excited for Civil War. This is not a secret. I've said this a zillion times. I want it to make me feel better after Age of Ultron, which I really, really disliked.
You know, I have gone back. I did not particularly like Age of Ultron either. And as I go back, it's such a dense, intelligent movie that it really has become one of my favorites this year.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I watched it again and I liked it less, but I think I liked it less because I could almost see where Joss wanted to go and then didn't get to. And that was frustrating to see.
I've heard people defend Age of Ultron as, you know, some people are just like, oh, you know, we're separating our movies into acts now. And Age of Ultron is to the Marvel Cinematic Universe what that scene in Age of Ultron is when they fight Claw, where it kind of really doesn't matter to anything, but it'll be important later.
You know, it's not, which I was surprised by. I think that's one of the weird things about Marvel is the level of how much of this is just setting stuff up later. Listening to the commentary, it sounds like Claw was a villain that they picked and they sort of chose because there are no future plans for him. and it was just a one-off thing. It was supposed to be Wakanda, and they jokingly called it Wakinda.
Yeah.
Because it's not really in the movie, it's just near there.
I think my point was that it's kind of a digression. It's not really why we're here. It's just this kind of big adventure-y side quest.
And I've said before, I don't mind the whole idea of chapters in terms of movies now, because I think TV has gotten so good that it sometimes rivals a lot of movies that are out there. So I don't mind the sort of episodic thing and setting things up. I just didn't like that. But Civil War, I'm really excited for. It's a story I think is really interesting.
It moves it forward.
It's pretty fascinating that it's also coming down at a time where like it's terrifying that there's the issue of like, well, should Muslims register?
Yeah.
And we had this with the NSA and surveillance when Winter Soldier came out. So I do like that Marvel is sort of keeping on the pulse of actual issues, but doing it in a fantasy world where you can sort of look at the things in a vacuum.
Oh my God, Robert Redford and Winter Soldier looked a little bit like Donald Trump. All right, moving on.
So
I'm really looking forward to, partially because I just think it has the potential to be a really good movie, and partially just as sort of an experiment within the industry, Paul Feig's Ghostbusters.
I'm excited for that too.
It's got a good cast. They just started releasing some actual like posters that give you the idea of the tone and the look of the film, and it looks like they're taking it actually a little seriously. It's not just going to be kind of wacky. It's going to be silly because it's still a comedy, but you know the thing with Ghostbusters is that there's elements that you can take seriously. It looks like they're going for that. I like the cast. I like Paul Feig as a director. I hope he can kind of crunch it down because sometimes he gets a little conversational. I'm looking forward to it, and if it does really, really well, this could be a real game changer in the industry. So I hope so.
I found his movies even like I didn't love The Heat, but when you rewatch it, his movies are so rewatchable.
Yeah, they really are.
He really has a knack for picking exactly the right delivery of a line, the exact right reaction shot, and they're very crafted, and just the quality of them is...
They're crafted, they're just not very tightly plotted, and I think I don't want a Ghostbusters that's too meandering. I want it to work as a genre film, and I want it to work as a broad comedy, and that's something I think The Heat didn't quite do. I don't think it worked particularly well as a cop movie, even though it worked really, really well as a comedy. I want them to work just as well together. I think that's kind of the basis of Ghostbusters.
I have high hopes for it. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I am really excited, and it comes out in February, which isn't that long. Hail Caesar is a new Coen Brothers movie.
Good.
It looks really funny.
So good.
I think my favorite movie of 2015 is probably Fargo Season 2. I was blown away by how well that came together, and I don't think the Coen Brothers have ever made a bad movie, and this one looks...
Intolerable Cruelty.
I love Intolerable Cruelty.
You love Intolerable
I think Intolerable Cruelty is wonderful.
Blast.
I think Lady Killers has its faults, but it still makes me laugh.
Lady Killers is okay, but Intolerable Cruelty just makes me want to drill a hole in my head.
I think it's so much fun.
Jenna, what else you got?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yes. I'm
very, very excited for this. I know we haven't really seen much, but it's J.K. Rowling. It is in the Harry Potter universe. I can pull out the wand again. That sounded wrong. But I'm very, very excited for that.
I like the expansion of the world to the degree of like, oh, it's not even just the terms we know. I like the nomage. Like,
I thought that was cool.
I like the idea that like, oh, it's much bigger and different than like we maybe believe just from the books. Or I think that's cool.
I equate Fantastic Beasts this year with actually the next season of Game of Thrones, where it's a property we're all very, very familiar with, but now we know nothing about it.
Yeah.
We know nothing. It's not even like the Star Wars movies where there's like now there's new novels and everything, like, and sort of sets it up. Nope, no idea. It takes place in the past in an entirely new country. No idea what's coming from it, and I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. I think it's great that we're finally going to be able to watch a Harry Potter movie in the Harry Potter verse anyway, without having to compare it to the books.
Also, I think there might be Fantastic Beasts in it.
And I hope the sequel is called like Fantastic Beasts and Who to Find Them.
Plus, Newt Scamander is a pretty cool name.
It's a fun name.
Awesome
Eddie Redmayne is awesome, and I really, really love him a lot. I'm going to poke in just real fast. I'm actually looking forward to the one DC movie I'm really looking forward to this year. Is not Batman v Superman. It is Suicide Squad. Because Suicide Squad, David Ayer is a kick-ass director. He's not afraid to go super duper dark. He's excellent with action. And it's a different kind of superhero story because it's all about the supervillains. And it's another one where potentially it could be a game changer. Potentially this could shift the way that we do our superhero movies and open up an entirely new venue where they don't all have to be kind of samey. This is going to be an interesting year for experiments. We're seeing a team-up movie. We're seeing a villain movie. We're seeing new corners of the Marvel Universe, and I think this could be an important year to keeping the genre alive.
Totally agree.
Silas, last one.
The Nice Guys is the new Shane Black movie. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, it looks so good.
It does.
It's like a 70s buddy comedy between Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling, and the dialogue is Shane Black dialogue. It's set in Los Angeles in the 70s. It is a Christmas movie.
Of course.
If you see the trailer, that and is that like just watch the trailer.
It's
hard
really
to
good.
not be
Shane Black
excited.
makes good movies.
Yes, he
Damn
does.
it. So let's just enjoy that. What are you looking forward to? Tell us what you're looking forward to. Tweet us at Most Craved, and have a really happy New Year.
Happy New Year.